MotoGP. Faster, forward, fearless. MotoGP. Faster, forward, fearless.
He or the likes of Marco Bezzecchi spring a surprise. Don't forget, Pecco Bagnaia always appears to be stronger over the full race distance. MotoGP ready to light up South America once again. We're back here for the first time since 2023. Could it be the last visit, perhaps, to this circuit in Argentina? It would be a shame. It's a brilliant venue. Welcome to Termas de Hondo in northwestern Argentina, where Marc Marquez has been the man to beat all weekend, including in yesterday's sprint. All eyes on the race ahead. 25 laps, the battle to the flag, but Marc's younger brother Alex did run it start.
Welcome to Termas de Hondo, MotoGP fans. We are live from Argentina. Just a few more moments and we'll switch to the starting straight for the Moto3 class race.
The outcome of this one.
It sort of is. Marc's the favourite. Was I supposed to say that? No, Marc is clearly the favourite. There's no point in pretending he's not, but the beauty of MotoGP racing, we've been doing this job long enough to know that it doesn't always work out like that, and the start's going to play a huge part in this. That is a fact. I tell you what, there's a lot of bugs around. That'll play a part in it. The riders will be going through their tear-offs. Definitely, you'll see a lot of that. 26
degrees, up in the mid-30s track temperature. The warmest it's actually been at any point this weekend. And I have to say, while we think we know the answer, this track always does throw up a few new questions when we get to race day. Conditions evolve every single lap you go out on the bike. And of course, we've got the Pirelli rubber laid down for Moto2 and Moto3. You just never know, do you?
You never know, it changes. Like you said, this track, we've never had a boring race at this track. So
no, we have some absolute crackers.
Some absolute crackers that we thought we knew the results before the race started, and we were wrong. So, yeah, there are no guarantees.
So if Alex, Pecco, Johann Zarco, if they want to beat Marc today, surely they have to get in front of him on that first lap.
Exactly, yeah, and it's not you saying the obvious thing they've got to get in front of him. It's like, no, it's on that first lap. It's so that Marc can't get into his rhythm at all. And maybe by being in front of him, will that affect his front tyre pressure?
That's what I was going to say, because Michael said front tyre pressure shouldn't be an issue here. What's going on with Alex Rins? Just going out wide there. It shouldn't be. But then if he set his tyre pressure to lead, and then he comes in behind someone,
exactly,
it creates a problem.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's going to be an interesting one. These bikes aren't easy to get off the line as well.
Absolutely, and I think back to him leading by 2.5 seconds over Maverick Vinales here, 2017, and he crashed out with a comfortable lead then at turn 2. Can bite around here. Obviously, Marc Marquez starts as the clear favourite from pole with the sprint win yesterday, but can his brother Alex go one better? Can Pecco take the fight to the Marquez brothers? And what about Johann Zarco on the front row, or Marco Bezzecchi? Can they shake things up over race distance? The grid is set. The lights go out and we are on the way. Good start actually from Alex Marquez. Really good. And is he going to be able to attack down into turn 1? Alex has the inside line. Ooh, I thought he might let.
Oh, that's a big one.
Huge one.
Bezzecchi, I think.
And it is Marco Bezzecchi, yeah. Bezzecchi down.
Oh, clip the back of somebody. It's so tight into there. The ride-out devices are still down.
Bagnaia, ooh, on Alex Marquez. I knew straight away, no, it was Bezzecchi, because no Lorenzo Savadori. He's already out injured. So Aprilia really in trouble. At the front, Marc leads from Alex, then Pecco Bagnaia, a little wobble actually from Alex. Will that upset his run towards turn 5? Can Pecco have a go here? Here he is on the inside, Pecco Bagnaia on the brakes. He's going to make a move. First time we've seen that but Alex is going to come straight back on the inside, and he hugs the curb. Oh, Johan Zarco thinking about going through.
Yeah, Zarco, incredible all weekend. He didn't get a start yesterday, but managed to finish 4th. He thinks he's got the pace for the podium, and I think he has too.
Yeah, and race distance, if he's got that start, should stand him in good stead, because he had some of the most consistent pace. He's driving underneath.
Tight.
Look at that, underneath Bagnaia. Johan Zarco on the LCR Honda. Bagnaia fights back at turn 9.
That's impressive, and that's what Bagnaia has to do. He cannot afford to let the Marquez brothers pull away at the front.
He's back in 3rd, behind Zarco, the 2 VL46 bikes. Di Gian Antonio in front of Morbidelli, who's a little bit under the weather, and a wobble on for Morbidelli as they head towards 13. Then it's Binder from Acosta, with Joan Mir in 9th place. It all tightens up in there, but still Mark leads across the line from Alex.
Do you know, I thought Alex had half a chance into turn 1 on that opening lap. I just don't know if part of it is with the fact that it is his brother and it's so early on in the season.
Agree wholeheartedly.
It's like it's not to the time to do like a proper let your break off moment, but there was half a chance there.
A reminder, no Miguel Oliveira was taken out by Aldi.
Oh, that's late.
As a late one, teammate.
Pushed them both wide.
From Morbidelli, and that means that Digi will lose a spot to Brad Binder. I mentioned that because Fermin Aldeguer's long lap penalty has just come up on the timing screens for that move yesterday. So keep an eye on the rookie, number 54, who's actually just behind Ayagura. Agura has made a great start. He's up to 10th. No further action between Bezzecchi and Quartararo. I mean, it's a first corner incident. We haven't seen it again, but we know exactly, don't we? Just 2 bikes that have been aiming for the same piece of racetrack.
And you're in that situation, like I said, the rear ride devices are deployed, and so you get into the braking zone, and at that point the bike feels like a chopper. It's not very nimble.
Well, yesterday Alex Marquez had the bike down until
turn 3. Yeah,
because he didn't engage enough in turn 1. Again, Zarco through.
How does Zarco? That Honda just turns. I mean, the Honda's had no strong points for 4 seasons, or is it 5? You know, you know, all joking apart, and finally we've seen a manufacturer.
An air bastard
goes from bad to worse.
Had a horrible weekend, and
yeah.
It continues. He's down, picking the bike up, but at the back of the field.
Do you know what? When I walked off the grid to walk back to the commentary box, it was quite sad seeing Viñales and Bastianini sat on the back of the grid. Like, you seem so far out of it. No one stood around you.
2 race winners from last year.
Yeah.
Right at the back of the field.
And you should have seen their body language. I was just looking at their faces on both of them. Do you know when you just look at 2 people that just look like they don't want to be there?
Hating it.
Hating it. So I'll tell you what, the lap times are so much slower than yesterday.
Yeah.
The first flying laps yesterday were in the 37s.
Exactly, and it's 38.8 for the first flyer for Mark on that one. Just shows, though, how you're going to have to dose it out. Oh, it was Bastianini running wide. Was it with Ralph Fernandez?
Oh,
the Trackhouse bikes.
Morbidelli from a long way back again.
Oh, he gets it.
Morbidelli is so aggressive. The last couple of years, he's sort of lost a little bit of speed, and he sort of made up for it with doing some crazy lunges.
Remember, soft tyre in there for Morbidelli, unlike the medium of Johan Zarco in front of him. So, long game as far as Zarco's concerned. There's Di Gian Antonio, who's regrouped in behind Binder ahead of Acosta and Mir. Now, is there any way Alex Marquez can pile the pressure on his brother here?
Well, at this point, if you're Alex Marquez, you're watching your pit board, and if you can, hopefully you're pulling away from 3rd place, you can relax, because you're in that position where you can save your tyre, try and gain a little bit of slipstream, gain a little bit on corner entry. He looks comfortable sat in 2nd.
You hear the fans cheering as they go round in the final sector.
Oh, Jack Miller got it spinning up just further back. I saw that.
Look, and he looks alongside him there. You do wonder, it's not a criticism. Oh, Bezzecchi just was bailing out.
Got it all wrong, didn't he? Watch this, he just gets it all wrong.
Oh, and it was to avoid the back of Morbidelli's bike. You feel for Fabio Quartararo as well. Let's go on board with him.
Do you know what? It kicks all funny. His initial grab at the brake, I don't know if it...
Oh, changing the lead. Alex Marquez has taken over at the front while we're watching those replays. And he goes through to lead this race.
He did look comfortable. And the pace is so slow at the front. It's a full second a lap slower than what we saw yesterday.
Well,
We expected it to be slower, the pace, but not by this amount. And I think Mark was trying to control it at the pace he wanted to, and Alex has said, no, I'm going to push it.
his brother, the fly in the ointment today. So, Alex Marquez now leads as Frankie Morbidelli comes through on Pecco Bagnaia.
And Zarco's going to try and steal that one as well. No, thought about it.
Frankie's looking racy, isn't he? You know, 7th yesterday, but that's points in the sprint for 10 sprints in a row now for Frankie.
Oh, that Mark's wide. Tell you what, that's the first mistake of the year, I'd say, for Mark. Would you agree?
He didn't look over his shoulder as he did it, did he? What another tyre pressure situation, was it? I don't think so on this occasion. You never know, though. After what we saw in Thailand. I'll tell you, Neil Hodgson next to me is just scratching his head.
Yeah.
Just doesn't know what to say. Because this isn't what we expected. Anyway, we always said MotoGP
Is unpredictable.
really unpredictable.
Fastest man on track is Frankie Morbidelli with that soft rear Michelin slick.
By a comfortable margin as well, actually. About a tenth quicker than Alex and 4/10 quicker than Mark.
And we've seen it loads of times before where someone takes a gamble and it pays off. So, doesn't necessarily mean just because him and his teammates are pretty much... so Aldeguer has gone for a soft as well. So there's 3 riders, 4 riders. Alex Rins out there on the soft rear slick as opposed to the rest of them are on the medium.
Raul
slick.
Fernandez, it was with Yanea Bastianini. He's got a long lap penalty. So Fernandez will have to go through. Aldeguer has completed his long lap. Jack Miller's just got in front of Luca Marini, having spun up off the line. Another one, we've talked about it a lot with the ride-out devices on dirty tracks like this. It happens all the time. Oh, I thought Mir was going to lunge. Through turn 10 into 11.
Alex Marquez stretching it at the front. We're now, it's got a half a second lead.
Very interesting this. Because Alex said, I feel like I'm within a tenth of Mark here, whereas I was further behind in Thailand. Mark himself said, I'm not 100% happy.
Yeah.
1:38.5 now from Alex Marquez.
Yeah, a couple of tenths quicker than his brother.
That script has been ripped up today. We're talking about the Marquez show. Well, this time it's Alex who's leading. Still early in this race. There is Ayagura's just got through on Pedro Costa. He's the lead Aprilia here. We know the Aprilia does go well on race distance. On board with I.
How fast through there, Ayagura. You can see the speed he carried in the slipstream. And this is the difficult bit because you're being buffeted around, you're being sucked in as well.
Here he comes.
Just slot it in nicely there. What a move.
So Ayagura past Mir now.
Inch perfect.
The rookie is motoring. Great shots through turn 6. Just hear the TC just working through there. That's the part of the tyre you've got to hold on to, and he's got to get back in front of Mir. Yeah, left-hand corners, that's what Michelin have said. Very easy to burn them. On board with the Costa now, looking at Mir.
Over the bump.
How wide the Gurus in comparison. And Acosta surely will lunge.
He set that one up nicely. Cost him a bit of time, but he's got the position. Kept it clean enough.
It's a good ride so far from Acosta and Binder. Binder in 6th. Tyre life is the question mark for KTM. They've changed a bit of the geometry, the balance of the bike, trying to find it. What Acosta said yesterday was after a couple of laps, forget it. On the medium, they felt better. Well, Agura again demonstrating how much he deserves to be in MotoGP. Meanwhile, at the front, Marc Marquez personal best lap. Just closed the 10th on his brother. on the back straight. It's Alex leading. Mark is much closer than he has been. Johan Zarco trying to hold off Brad Binder. Meanwhile, Acosta and Mir continue to battle. Look at that smoke pouring off the tyres through turn 6.
Was it Pedro?
Corner.
Pedro smoking his tyre.
Yeah.
You don't want to be doing that, really.
Not when that KTM we know is
Not
choose through them.
Exactly, that's the problem. It's part of the issue, isn't it? I don't know if that's down to the little bit of, well, they keep talking about balance of the bike, saying it's just slightly off. That's what they've been playing around with a lot.
Not a pretty sight at the moment for Yamaha. Top Yamaha is Rins in 11th, Miller is 12th, battling with Marini. And Fabio Quartararo, after that clash with Bezzecchi early on, he's down in 16th. Of course, Miguel Oliveira licking his wounds at home. Front three, all similar lap times, 38.7s across the board. Bagnaia 38.8, 38.9 from Zarco and Binder. Di Gianantonio 38.82. On board with Marc Marquez.
I guess this is going to show you the mistake. Just wide, isn't he? It's not like he's lost the front.
And then, as we've seen in other races, other times this weekend, if you do go wide, it's dirty.
Yeah.
And the silly thing to do is
Push.
Try and recover it straight away.
Exactly, do the right thing, just let it drift out wide.
Looks stable, down on the brakes, eating up the ground.
That's his favourite corner. That's where he makes all the time. Turn 5. Marc Marquez I'm talking about. Just
Alex says he's stronger here.
Yeah. But he's using more tyre as well.
Yeah. Mark is best in the third sector, this part of the racetrack.
Yeah, especially this corner. Turn 9, this one, is going to close in. And then turn 11, the fast one, which is not this one. Into turn 11 here, this is where Mark normally makes a bit of time.
On board with Morbidelli.
Having a proper solid race.
Really good. Great view of the battle in front. Although it's not quite a battle yet. Morbidelli, they can see, he's running the soft rubber in the rear. How will that fare as the race goes on? Still, Alex leads. 8 down. Still another 17 to go.
Very similar lap times from the top, top 10. Well, actually, top 13 are all within 2:10s.
Quickest was Morbidelli, though, again. What was it that Ucho said? Was it last 5-6 laps?
Yeah.
Alessio Salucci, of course, who runs the VR4016 team. There's the bugs you were talking about.
So many. Have to make sure you've got enough tear-offs on. As the flies get on your visor, you can go through them really quickly if you're not careful. A bit like being at the Isle of Man TT. Lots of bugs. We're right next to a lake here, and they said today when the temperature gets hotter, the mosquitoes come into the paddock.
Yeah.
Say hello.
Fumigation, didn't they, before the start of the weekend, but it's been quite cool. And then they will all come out as the temperature rises. Just past 3:15 local time here in Argentina. He's having a fantastic ride. Just trying to look back at his last podium for Frankie Morbidelli. I mean, he had that sprint podium in San Marino, didn't he? Last year. It's been a while.
It's been a long journey. He started last year with that big injury he suffered whilst training pre-season when he crashed in Portimao. Had a horrible concussion. He wasn't able to ride a bike for quite some time, and that really put him on the back foot last year.
He's closing. Every lap, just taking a 10th. Will he have enough tyre? The thing about Frankie, he's aggressive. He'll have a go, won't he? If he gets a sniff. Really proved to be a thorn in the side of the Marquez brothers. I think Johan Zarco might be too. Zarco's just at a personal best lap, and he's right on the tail of Bagnaia. We'll have to keep an eye on it. We're on with the Gura, though. excellent from Agura.
Whoa.
That got tight though, didn't it?
Did you let the brake off there nicely? Has he gone wide?
He has,
but he'll be on the wrong side of the track here. Did you have the inside yet? Now, that was very impressive from Fabio Di Gianantonio. He sensed that Agura was there, just let the brake off on him.
Agura acquitted himself brilliantly in his second race.
Yeah, he looks like a veteran there, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He looks really comfortable.
The bike clearly just suits him to a T.
Talking about veterans, there he is. When he signed for Honda, I've got to say, I laughed. It was a couple of years ago. I thought, what a mistake. What a journey you've got ahead of you now. You're not going to enjoy any of it, Johan, but he has dug deep. He's been the best Honda rider last year on so many occasions, and now he's really reaping the benefits from it.
We forget how class Johan Zarco is as a rider, don't we? Twice a Moto2 champion, brilliant when he was on the Tech 3 Yamaha, had great days on the Pramac Ducati, well, not even on the Avintia Ducati, but on the Pramac Ducati when he won in Phillip Island, for example. That was a day to remember. And then, yeah, as you say, when he got on the LCR Honda, when they're in the doldrums, you're thinking, oh, seeing out his career. And let's not forget, he'd had a tough time at KTM previously, when he was there for 6 months.
Yeah, and because of that, we thought that maybe he wasn't going to be resilient enough to be able to deal with being on an uncompetitive motorcycle, but he openly admitted he's a more mature person, learned from his mistakes. And
I always thought he was very honest with KTM.
he was.
Say, look, I'm just not up for this. Can we part ways? New fastest lap of the race. All of a sudden, out of the blue, half a second quicker for Alex Marquez.
Yeah, you feel like that is down to total race strategy. There will have been a plan. He might have even flipped a map on the bike just to allow him to give him a little bit more power.
The funny thing is, Marquez did the same and responded, followed him.
Yeah, it's funny because once you look like after 5th place, no one else, they're all doing the same lap times. These boys are now starting to stretch it at the front.
Yeah, they've just pulled on Frankie Morbidelli on that last lap. It's out to 0.9 now. Let's have a see how this one evolves. On board with Bagnaia. Zarco right up his tailpipes. In front, they've got 1.2 seconds, 1.3 to Morbidelli. So, podium still a way away. And we hope that Morbidelli fades as the race goes on, but he looks good for now. We're nearly at half race distance. Lap 12 of the 25 here at the Termas de Rio Hondo circuit in Argentina. If you have just joined us, Marc Marquez led off the line, but then ran wide at turn 1 for his brother Alex to come through. We don't think it was deliberate. And suddenly Alex, who's led so well from the front so far, is motoring.
He looks comfortable apart from this one corner. Mark gains all the time back that he's lost. I'd say Alex looks slightly faster on the first part of the track. Turns 1, 2, 3 and 4.
Yeah. In here as well. How's that going to be as the race goes on? Will there be a drop-off? If you spin your tyres too much laterally in that turn 6, or even here in turn 8, or at turn 11, you will pay the price later in the race.
You see, you look around that part of the track again, he's pulling away, is Alex Marquez.
He fancies it, he wants it. Never won a full MotoGP race, Alex Marquez. Is today his day? He'd love to get one over his brother, wouldn't he?
It's funny, the KTM and Hondas look sort of similar with regards to the amount of aero they've got on them. Like I say, if you look at a KTM now compared to a Ducati, the Ducati looks like it's hardly got any aero.
Yeah, the KTM and the Honda have that big rear spoiler, like something out of Fast and the Furious, don't they?
Yeah, they look wider as well.
Yeah. Well, they are. The Honda is wide. That's the big change. I wonder if that was Alveziano through something there when he
it makes you wonder.
Because obviously we know Aprilia were the first to go. Look how bulbous it is down the bottom from here. It's definitely looking up for Honda. Still a long way to go. I think Alveziano with Zarco 5th and Mir in 10th can be satisfied. Binder doing well. to hang on in 6th. There's no forward progress though. They're all in the 39s now, this group. Binder, Gian Antonio, Agura, Acosta and Mir. Our front 5 in the 38s. And again, Alex Marquez, 138.3, Mark 138.5 on that last lap. Alex continues to churn out the fast laps. Beautiful section of racetrack there. Undulations created from a pretty flat topography. This is the battle for 6th. Brad Binder on the 33. Gian Antonio on the 49.
It looks like Digi's been held up slightly, but guess what? You've to try and outbrake Brad Binder, who we know brakes so late, so deep into the corner, uses a lot of rear brake as well.
There's an element as well of Digi trying to hold onto his tyre as long as possible.
Yeah, there'll be that going on as well. There's a chance here. Ooh,
much more comfortable with the soft.
You've got to set one up, and it starts here to try and get a good run onto the straight and be smooth on the throttle as you stand the bike up over the ripples, try and get less weaving, get that little bit of slipstream, and then put yourself in a position where you don't actually have to outbrake him, you've already leveled him. No, again, you see
the big South African leg sticks out from the side of the bike and makes it impossible to go through. He's fighting here, is Brad Binder.
Fast through there, Binder.
Smoking the rear again. It's a great shot, isn't it, through the back there of turn 6. Gura and Acosta. Acosta's just done a personal best lap. I just feel like both Binder and Acosta just can't express themselves on the motorcycle like you'd want them to.
Like, you know, the talent that they've got. Yeah, you do feel like they're being slightly handcuffed.
Does feel like the project at KTM, yes, we know all the financial stuff behind the scenes. I'm not saying, well, stalled, I would say. I think that's...
It doesn't look like it's stalled if you see how the bike has... They've got... You feel like they are trying things, but unfortunately nothing appears to have found them a chunk of time on the racetrack.
The question then has to be about
what happens next?
Proprietary things, isn't it? What's up with Alex Marquez up here? Just sat up a little bit, a little moment ago, wide at turn 1. I think it was a tear off for Alex Marquez. You can see how many bugs there are on their front screens. There's Agura regroups behind Acosta.
These are the long races when you're in a battle like this, and it's hard to try and find a spot to overtake. You've got to be patient. So I got the perfect run out of there. Look at that, that's strange actually. That seems slow, the KTM. So easy for I then, because you've already levelled him in the braking zone. He's going to go wide though.
Really wide. Wanted to, well, he got through and then just bit off a little bit more. All the turbulence as well. Maybe he arrived at the corner a bit faster than he was expecting. Still at the front. Alex Marquez leads by 0.3 of a second from Mark. 1.8 now back to Morbidelli. But Morbidelli is still quicker than Bagnaia. For now. Past that.
Oh, big moment there for Mark. Looks so comfortable all weekend, and now he's pushing, he's having to try. His brother is not going to give it to him at all. That was close, that.
Cross the line. 10 to go, let's have a look at it.
The rear just, there we go, that's a big one. The problem is, for Mark, that's one of his strong corners. Alex is pulling on all the corners, and then he's then trying to make it up. I think it's turn 9, turn 11 are the two corners, and turn 5 where Mark seems to have an advantage over his brother.
But in turn 6, Alex definitely is pulling away. And this first sector as well. Right. The 73 on the BK8 Grassini. Leading in almost Argentine colours with the sky blue and white. It closes up again at the end of the straight, as we've seen on a number of occasions
Watch
This
Mark,
is through
look at Mark.
6.
Look at use his body there as it steps out. Look at that. As close as that, really close.
It is actually turn 11, that, isn't it?
Yes.
That's where it happened.
Yeah.
It says turn 6, it was definitely 11.
Definitely
It
11.
was just confusing when I saw that at the top of the screen. He's recovered anyway. The first time this year so far that we've seen him a bit out of shape. Everything else looks completely under control.
Seen him a couple of times in qualifying. Seen the odd bit of movement.
Started this weekend where it looked like the engine braking wasn't quite how he would have liked it, like braking into here, but it's the first time.
Just think how many hours these two have done this.
Well, what did Alex say yesterday? It was like one of their training rides.
Yeah.
Well, they'll have practiced a number of times getting one over his brother. Last one a race, Alex. Malaysia 2023 in the sprints. Last one a Grand Prix Moto2 days, 2019.
2019, wow, it's been a while. And think about his GP career, Alex Marquez that is, there has been some big crashes. He has thrown it down the road so many times.
The closest we've seen Mark for a while now.
Joe, we've seen this over the years with Mark. Every now and again he'll have a moment and it sometimes wakes him up.
It's like a shot of adrenaline.
Literally. When most normal people have a moment and think, okay, that's the limit. And do you know what, today 20 points sounds like a good number to me.
Bit of a wider line there for Alex as he started stuff. He was wide then, just on the exit through 8, sorry.
Yeah, this is the closest Mark's
Setting
been.
himself up here is
He is.
Mark.
The favourite spot is normally into the last corner if you're going to have a look.
What's happened is Alex's pace has just dropped to a high 38. Ooh, and he's just got that wobble on again.
Yeah, he's going to have a look here.
Does he do what he did to Alessio Spargaro or Valentino Rossi is the question. Back in 2018.
No, he's not going to ride through them.
Would he ride through his own brother?
Are you asking me that question? I think we know the answer to that, don't we? He'd ride through his own mother, so.
So we'll be watching this through tears, will Rosaire? Back in Cervera. Gian Antonio has finally got through on Binder. Meanwhile, at the front,
Mark setting it up, definitely.
For turn 5.
Yeah, exactly. This is it. Through 3. He's got to get a good run.
He's got more tyre. It feels like there's more tyre there for him.
Now, but then he loses a bit on exit there, so he's not in a position to pass. He's come from so far back.
Long way.
He's not going to get it. He's going to run off the track if he's not careful. He's gone so wide there. That was a bit silly, really, because there was no need for that.
One thing is, he's going to try, if he makes a pass, he's going to try and make it clean, isn't he? You know, he's going to give them both margin. And
give them room, but he came from way too far back. But he planned the pass coming out of turn 2, but then by the time he got down the straight, he was too far behind. The problem with doing that is that then you use quite a bit of tyre as well.
Just right through the curve.
That was a strange one, wasn't it? Yeah, that was a lunge.
So Alex knows he's got a fight on his hands. How many times has he recreated it on the training tracks of northeastern Spain?
That will give Alex confidence. It's quite a nice feeling when you see someone come past you and you think, you're not getting that stop, buddy. And then you think, okay, he's on the limit, he's pushing.
He'll love the bragging rights as well. He will not be given the win here. Pecco Bagnaia is closing on Frankie Morbidelli ever so slightly. Gap of 1 second between the two Italians. That's for third. Jovan Zarco still there as well, just behind Bagnaia in 5th.
Yeah, Zarco on the Hondo is only 4 seconds off the lead with, what is it, 7 laps to go.
Yeah, 6.5 remaining. Again, Alex through there is great.
Yeah, great.
No way, surely this time for Mark to even think about having a go. But then there's the pressure situation, isn't there? Knowing that Mark could pass you at any moment. We've seen people pressured into mistakes in the past. Does Alex feel that from his brother?
I'm going to say yes.
He's standing in front of winning his first MotoGP race.
Yeah, and unfortunately he's got to beat his brother on a, you'd have to say, a slightly better package.
Yeah.
The latest full factory Ducati, where Alex Marquez is on last year's version. I know the 25 version of the Ducati is not a big step, but there are some improvements on it.
Yeah, they even share a few parts, don't they?
Yeah, but slightly different chassis, different swinging arm, different ride height device. I believe it goes even lower.
Yeah, and there is talk that the engine is slightly different.
Yes.
The monograph's hit, and ever so slight difference there.
Yeah, slight more RPM, I've been told as well. Right, I feel like Mark's...
New fastest lap of the race for Alex, quickly followed by Mark, 1:38.2.
See, what that did for Alex, he's pulled the pin, hasn't he? After the pass. But the frustrating part for Alex is when you look at your pit board and it says plus 0.2. Essentially, you've not pulled out a lead.
Well, he's got the fastest lap now.
Tell you what, these boys are on the absolute limit now.
Looking for another perfect weekend here, Marc Marquez, but his brother is not giving up. Oh, he's closed there, Mark, front. Oh, closed up, but the front protested. Through turn 6, still Alex hangs on.
Mark's looking a little bit ragged.
Exactly that, more than we've seen him. Look, that was where he had to adjust. You know, you get one of those slightly wrong, you're on the dirty part of the track, could be game over, and he's closed up again. Ooh, another twitch through 11. He's trying to set things up, but it's almost like the tyre's not playing ball.
No, they're not playing ball at all.
Alex defending.
So defensive. Perfect line from Alex Marquez there, not giving his brother a chance. But he can sense that his brother's there, obviously.
Yeah. This is fun, isn't it, to watch? Two brothers. Wouldn't like to be Julian Marquez at the moment. Down there in the pits, nervously watching on.
Take 2. He's going to set it up for turn 5.
It feels like he's got a little bit more. Yes, he's ragged. He's having to be because Alex is riding so superbly well.
Now, what does Alex do here? Because normally this is Alex's strong point. Yeah, it's not as strong this time. So Mark's closer this time, and he's in the slipstream. He's definitely going to have a pass.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Mark,
yeah.
And he makes
but
it.
Will he get it stopped? Will he get it stopped? He's on the rear brake. He's trying. I think he has.
Yep, he's got it through. Marc Marquez takes the lead with 4.5 laps to go in the Argentine Grand Prix. His brother has held out superbly. Has he got any response? Up to turn 7. The cheers for Marc Marquez as he takes the lead in the race. His brother will be cursing him, damning him. Can he find a way back through? Can Marc Marquez ride error-free now to open up a gap? He's going to have to, because Alex is going to chase him.
It'll be interesting to see what the lap time is on this lap.
It feels
it was a
quick.
good pass, it was a clean pass, and it's not cost him any time.
And then he's pulled a little bit on Alex. So, just like in Thailand, Alex does the donkey work, but Marc Marquez takes the lead with 4 to go.
Yeah, it's a fast lap time.
1:38.3.
Yeah, 38.3. I mean, that's not far off the sort of sprint race times. It's sort of 3/4 of a second faster than anyone else is going on the track.
Meanwhile, the battle for 3rd, Frankie Morbidelli is being hunted by Bagnaia, but only by a 1/10 a lap. It's down to under a second now. He has broken free of Zarco. You can see on those previous 3 laps how Mark was just quicker and quicker and then quicker again. And in the end, Alex had to give way.
That's the corner he makes the time, but you can see he's on a knife edge, the front of that Ducati.
Well, at least we're seeing it. You know, we said how
we did say that yesterday. Yeah, you're right.
At least he's been pushed to the limit.
You can see him using so much rear brake as well.
Played it cool in the early stages, Mark, to make sure he had tyre for this stage of the race.
Look at those lap times.
Yeah. Just how it's got quicker and quicker.
Yeah, and the last lap time was the 38.3.
Yeah. Look at them all through the mid-38s, but if that goes down even further, the last three have been his best. Into the penultimate corner. One corner to go, and then 3 laps remaining in the race. Pecco Bagnaia is closing quickly on Morbidelli, Neil. That's the next one we're going to have to see.
Yep, with only 3 laps to go, you'd have to think that Morbidelli's running out of tyre.
Well, he's just dropped into the 39s for the first time. Bagnaia needs this, especially with his teammate in the lead. Look at the bugs, look at them.
Told you, on the grid it was
on the
incredible
screen.
So many mosquitoes.
His helmet.
Yeah. Told you it was going to look like. But look at his visor.
Yeah.
He's still got a tear. Has he got a tear? Yeah, he's got a tear off on, so he can't take that off. But he's focusing so hard. He's focusing so hard he won't even realise he's got any bugs on his visor.
Eyes intently viewing the prize in the Ducati garage.
He set it all up, didn't he? Got a good run, bit of slipstream, out of the slipstream, job done.
Made it so obvious, made it clear, and then pulled it down to the apex. Look at the stability of that rear tyre.
Just looking at the same thing, look, it's like it's stuck to the ground. And then look, foot straight onto the rear brake to try and take some pressure off that front tyre. He has less engine braking than any other Ducati rider. He wants to control that feeling into the corner. Uses the rear brake, he's still on the rear brake at that point. Right to the point, he lets the front brake off. He almost slides the rear on purpose to help him get it turned and accelerates out.
And it's the feel he has with that right foot, which is so hard. So hard.
Yeah.
You speak to any motorcycle racer, any MotoGP rider who sees what he does with the rear brake, and it's hard to replicate.
I tell you what, Morbidelli's responded on that lap. You know, when I thought Bagnaia was going to be able to just steal it off him, but he responded well.
Frankie has not had a podium since 2021 in Jerez.
Wow. His heart's going to be going now.
The VR46 team all looking nervous. Pablo Nieto nearest to the camera. Lucho, Andrea Mino down there. Mark out front. Could be about to make it another clean sweep, another Grand Slam. Pole, sprint. He had the fastest lap in the sprint. He's had the fastest lap in this race. And now just a lap and a half from making it another win. And he will equal Angel Nieto with this. It'd be his 90th Grand Prix win, 64th in the Premier class, but 90 in total, to equal the legend of all Spanish legends.
Yeah, the legend in Spain.
He created the legacy for the likes of Crivier, and then the Pedrosas, Lorenzos, and now the Marquez brothers. And it will be fated in Spain, I guarantee you. Down to the penultimate corner. Frankie has responded. This is great to see from Morbidelli.
Really is.
Under the weather yesterday. Really feeling unwell. He's got 1 lap to hold on.
Yeah, 1 clean lap and go defensive into that last corner, and you've got yourself your first podium since 2021. What's the gap? There's half a second.
Yeah. Very similar lap time between himself and Bagnaia. For Bagnaia, it will be a disappointment, obviously. I think third was his expectation. So there'll be a real frustration that Morbidelli has done the job, and he passed him early in the race.
Yeah, and then you come back to your garage and it's party time. Everyone's cheering, everyone's celebrating. And you're sat there in your chair.
Some cool dancing.
Some really uncool dancing. Yeah.
Zarco and Digi really scrapping. Digi trying to make it an all Ducati top 5. Zarco wants to spoil that party. There he is. He has been brilliant this weekend, Johan Zarco. Full credit to the Frenchman.
Did you say?